In today's video, we're going to talk about how to lose the weight you gained back after a long diet.
All by myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and today's video is going to address the answer to a question that I think a lot of us can relate to. If it's not us specifically, then someone we know. So the question came from my Instagram direct message, and I'll put my Instagram here for you guys to follow and ask questions along. Thank you for the awesome questions. If I don't answer your question right away, just know that I kind of screenshot them as I go. I save them on my phone, and then I stockpile and answer some questions when I have the time. So this question is about a competitor who lost a lot of weight, from 180 to 126 pounds. That is a lot of weight. 54 pounds of body fat on a person that was not a very big person. At 126 pounds, I mean, that's, you're talking about 40% of the body weight that she took off of herself. That's crazy. So what's interesting to me is that she didn't really mention in the message how she lost the weight, but when I hear about someone that goes through an extreme weight loss to get on stage, I usually assume, and this is an assumption, that they used a measure of super restriction to get the job done, because losing that much weight in a short amount of time, really there's only one way to do it, and that's to be super strict, lots of cardio, probably on a meal plan that did not allow for the inclusion of anything other than a few basic foods, and for good reason. I mean, this was an extreme amount of weight loss, and you know, the same type of feeling that goes into the congratulations, that same high, well, you get the same low when after a few weeks or months you've put the body weight back on and basically gone nowhere. And so I want to discuss how to address this. And for those of you that follow my videos, you're probably going to be familiar with what I think, my opinions, but you know, this is one of those messages that I don't think I can say too often. And let's first talk about the approach that you took to weight loss. While I think it's great that you took the approach to get on stage as your goal, I think what happens is when you take away that goal, then you therefore lose all reason to restrict. You therefore lose all reason to manage your meals, your day. Your focus is now gone. When the show is over, for those of us that compete, we know about the post-show blues. I, as a baseball player, even remember, you know, early on when baseball season went, I would get the post-season blues. I didn't have that structure to my day. I didn't have that focus, and it kind of led to like this feeling of being a little bit lost. And so when you combine the two things, the factors that are very powerful hunger, as in we know the changes that happen to our bodies when we restrict calories. Now, most of us don't know the changes that go on in our mind when we restrict calories. There is a psychological component here, and this is how eating disorders are developed, because when you create a meal plan where you're not allowed to eat anything except what's on the plan, you're not educating yourself. You're not educating yourself on nutrition. You don't understand macronutrients, protein, carbs, fats, fiber. You don't understand it. So when you're not on your meal plan, you feel like you're off your meal plan, and you need to just be off of it until you can start again. And so what usually happens in these situations is someone goes, man, I had some pizza today, screw it, I'm just gonna finish out the rest of this day. Maybe it's Friday, I'll just have a crazy weekend. Monday, the diet starts back. They go back to that meal plan that they were given for prep, and they manage it for maybe a day or two before, you know, another episode happens. And where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us spiraling out of control. Your body, after a long fat loss phase, is basically set up to store body fat very quickly. In fact, the phenomenon known as body fat overshooting means you can actually create new body fat if you overdo it. So what do? Well, we educate. We want to make sure we're handling this process properly. If a client came to me, a potential client, and said, hey, I'm 180 pounds and I want to compete in 6 months, I would say, nope, I'm not doing it. I am not coaching you to compete in 6 months. We can compete in maybe a year, maybe 2 years. If you haven't watched my transformation video with Garrett, who went from 300 pounds to 200 pounds on stage, we did that over a 2-year process, okay? That is not something that needs to be taken lightly. That is not something I want to rush the process of, because our fitness, our well-being, while it's great to get on stage, that is not the end of our fitness, of our life, okay? We have to go back to normal life, and if you don't handle the process properly, you're not going to handle the coming out of the stage diet properly. So now, you've made the mistake. You did the prep, you got down to the weight, you put all the weight back on. Where do you start now? First and foremost, without knowing the specifics of your calories, your cardio, this and that, I think the first thing you got to do is find some enjoyment in the process. You need to find the ability to be a flexible dieter, how to track your daily macronutrients, not get stuck in either a meal plan on or a meal plan off. There needs to be balance. Flexible dieting gets a lot of flack because people assume it means you eat ice cream, cake, candy, McDonald's, fast food. That is not the case. The difference between flexible dieting and a meal plan is flexible dieting, I create my own meal plan. This week, I'm in the mood for chicken. Next week, I'm in the mood for steak. That's as simple as that. This week, I'm in the mood for broccoli. Next week, I'm in the mood for cauliflower, okay? It's about exchanging foods. It's not about who can fit the most crap in their diet, okay? That is not what flexible dieting is at the heart of it, especially for us who have an extreme goal like getting on stage or losing a lot of weight, a lot of body fat, okay? You still want to make the best choices possible. The difference is the knowledge. When you have the knowledge, you no longer fear food. You no longer think of food as good or bad. You can argue with me till I'm blue in the face, but there is no bad food if you do not have an allergy or doesn't cause you a health problem. So what I simply say is learn how to track your diet. Does this sound hard? It's not hard. Technologies, phones, computers make tracking calories so easy now. Anything you can think of is on the internet. Anything you want to do. Oh, I don't know how to track. I'm going to McDonald's today. I'm going to Chili's. I'm going to any place. There is going to be a food listed. Most restaurants, if they have a couple, if they're a franchise, it's 100% on there. And if not, you can find something that's kind of similar to what you're going to do. But beyond that, educating yourself in the process, enjoying it means when we have to restrict, we can do so with an understanding of when the restriction is over, when we reach our goal, you reach that 126 pounds, you got on stage. What should you have done the following week? You should have tapered down your cardio, which I'm sure you were doing tons, 2 to 3 hours a day. You should have slowly brought up some calories and fit in some free meals here and there just to ensure the psychology. Now, should you have maintained at 126? Probably not. You know, you probably would have put on 10, 15 pounds and gotten back to a good place where you can focus on building. But we can certainly maintain a position much closer to our natural body fat set point, okay? For you, it sounds like 180 pounds would have been a lot higher than that. Our natural body fat set point can vary quite a bit from person to person, but it's a weight where our bodies can maintain without being hungry all the time, without being low energy, without doing excessive amounts of cardio, okay? That's our happy place, and that's where we build from. Everyone is different, and so we need to focus on is finding that for you. That means instead of going from 180 to 126, maybe the next time you diet, you focus on going from 180 to 170. Then you maintain for a little while. Then you go 170 to 160, and you do stuff like that, okay? When I've lost extreme amount of weight with clients, I have a couple right now that have lost over 100 pounds. It's been a process of lose as much as we can, maintain and reverse for a little bit, then go again, then maintain and reverse. And then what we're doing is ingraining a lifestyle. We're ingraining some changes. We're not doing something that's completely drastic and then completely being off plan when it's over. All right, now I can't give you specifics. I don't know your numbers. I don't know your specifics, but I do know you need to get into, consistently in the gym, consistently doing cardio, consistently tracking your macronutrients, at least being aware of what you're taking in, and being consistent over a long period of time. Our bodies, our brains, they are designed around survival. They are not designed around what we want to look like. We have to shape our lives to reach that goal. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me today. Hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
By myself.